Hello, and welcome back to Victoria 3. We're playing as the United States. We probably need to get some more construction going, because we're about to start wasting our construction points, I suppose, are what these are called, something like that. Let's take a peek ski at the market. Porcelain and luxury clothes, very expensive. I don't really care. Although regular clothes are expensive, I do care about that. So let's take a look at our textile mills. Definitely don't want that. So why don't we just go ahead and expand some of you. I feel like Boston tailors sounds fancy in my mind. What's the price of furniture looking like? It's too high. Too high. So let's let the Ohio furniture manufacturers start to pump things up a little bit. And yeah, furniture's right there. Glass, we are researching crystal glass, which will allow us to produce more glass with the current glassworks we have. Iron is still expensive. Artillery is still expensive. Paper, or is that fabric? That's fabric. Fabric is so expensive, but paper is also so expensive. Groceries are so expensive. Speaking of groceries, we did get canneries, and we never switched over to them. So this will consume more iron, less grain, more fish, and produce more groceries. I think that's good in the long run. So we should, honestly, I'm just gonna keep saying it. We gotta get more iron going. I'm adding 10 more iron mines to Virginia. We ball. Okay, why does Florida have plus 10% sulfur mines building throughput when they have 0 sulfur? Maybe it'll show up later in the game. What were we gonna do? We were gonna do, you needed fish. Yes. Fishing wharves, Maryland, get that crab going. Same with Delaware. You're consuming clippers, so the clipper price is okay. Let me check on our main shipyards. Wood and fabric are both expensive. You see, this is the game loop. You just constantly look. Let's unpause first of all. I would say realism unlocked. We got some extra prestige. Michigan, what kind of state modifiers do you have? I want to expand the logging industry in states that have the hardwood bonus, and I believe New Hampshire was definitely one of them. So honestly, let's just like max out New Hampshire's logging industry. Because eventually we're going to want hardwood anyway. And fabric, which I believe mainly comes from... Whoa, okay, that was very easy. We now have multiculturalism. All cultures will be accepted. The petite bourgeoisie and the evangelical do not like this change, but neither of them are close to starting a revolution, so that's okay. I believe all plantations, or at least like, okay, not all, but I believe cotton produces fabric. So yeah, let's expand you a wee bit. I'm just gonna get you all to 5 or 10. I think we can support that much fabric. We can always export it. With the passing of the multiculturalism law, the Indian Removal Act is annulled, and the Cherokee people are free to live on their ancestral lands. The United States of America will annex the Indian Territory. Okay, I was not expecting that. In every game I've played so far, the Indian Territory was never annexed, so I guess AI US just never passed multiculturalism. I believe in today's dev diary, the devs said for things like citizenship and church and state, they're going to add modifiers that basically incentivize you to not just run straight to the most progressive option by reducing the number of radicals and increasing the number of loyalists. Of when you have some kind of discrimination, you increase the loyalty and decrease the radicalism of pops who are not being discriminated against. So basically, like white Protestants in this case, for the United States, would be, which is realistic, would be happier to have racism and some sort of state religion. All right, South Carolina crop failure. The state of South Carolina has been struck by a blight. Crops are dying left and right, and this harvest is sure to be less than expected. We will help them how we can. We still haven't even started the... We have 2 million in gold reserves. I mean, we just have so much money. We haven't... I was going to say, we haven't even started to run up our debt. What's our credit limit looking like? I know it was like 10 million at the beginning of the game. It's still right around there. Okay, we haven't researched any... I think this is our last Kansas province. Oh, wait. Never mind. I thought we already got these. The Oklahoma's coming in. Fractional distillation. Jesus. What the hell, man? Alright, so we have 1 extra port level. We can use patent stills for food industries, and we can use crystal glass for glassworks. So let's go to... I keep clicking on the wrong thing. The game got really crazy again, maybe because I was super zoomed in. I would love crystal glass. That will increase our lead consumption. We will make a lot more glass. Where are we making porcelain? Porcelain's very expensive, but I don't... Alright, Maryland, you can keep making porcelain. But everyone else... I'm not going to change anything. I'll mess with that later. The food industries was also... This will produce more liquor, but less groceries. I don't really want to do that. Because it would use more glass. It says it'll be profitable, but... I'd rather have cheap groceries for my people. That'll just help them afford the things they need better. Although liquor is also a pop need. Most of you are prioritizing... I don't like that most of you are prioritizing luxury furniture. I'll let New York and Maine handle that, but Pennsylvania and Ohio, you gotta be building chairs for the everyman. We need to expand lead production. And I believe we said Arkansas was our lead... Damn, Arkansas has the most lead potential of the whole country. I mean, obviously I haven't seen what's in the West yet, but that's kind of crazy. Now all of a sudden we've got 3 pages, 3 years worth of construction queued up. So I'm just going to let that run. I keep forgetting to queue up research. Water tube boilers are good. I mean, more glass and paper is always good. The Steam Donkey is very good for mines. That's going to take 6 years to research. Let's, first of all, smooth bores. Yeah, I want to start building up our arms industry because I want to have it ready when we're ready to rapidly expand our military. And you are consuming tools, steel, and hardwood. Munitions plants. You're producing ammo, which we're not really consuming, but we eventually will. And there's an input shortage of lead. So actually, let's prioritize these lead mines. I'll let you finish, just because I don't like seeing something 90% of the way and not being done. I don't really know what to do about this. I think we're, like, we literally just have to wait. Oh, the southern planters are no longer super mad at us, so we're actually turning a profit again. Barely. It's going to probably dip back and forth. They want us to restore landed voting and racial segregation. Alright. Several more corpses in New York have been identified as victims of the New York Ripper. Careful and committed investigation may yield clues to the killer's identity. The corpse is laying face down again. There's a long, dark stain that has dried up overnight. The inspector moves closer. The insides of the victim are scattered around the place like a meat salad. Jesus. They all look the same. The killer disembowels them, removing some organs and placing them in a circle around the body. An unnerving sight, eyes white and putrid like spoiled milk. A boy keeps spying on the scene, good lord, from one of the roofs. The inspector moves his hand behind to make him leave. The pile of bodies keep growing like an unfinished painting. Fund a larger investigation, or not. No evidence links these crimes. Yeah, we will be funding a larger investigation. Whaling industry, how are we doing over here? You're still not at... Or you've got an input shortage of lead. Yeah, we gotta get that lead going. You're still not at 25% cash reserves. You are trading a profit. You are over 75% employed. You are greater than or equal to level 3. It's just the cash reserves. As soon as your cash reserves get up to... I don't know what 25% of 75 is. That's an annoying number. 33% would be 25k, so I'm going to say 25% would be like 20k? Well, 20% would be 15, right? No, hold on, no. What's... Yes, 15 times 5 is 75. So, somewhere between 15 and 25k. So I'm going to say 20k, roughly. So we're about 5.5, 6k away from where we need to be. Doing my napkin math, which was actually head math. Are we already colonizing here? We are. Oh, there's an uprising. Oh, okay. None of these are big enough. Now uprising is just kind of annoying. An uprising up here would be very nice, to be honest with you. We can go back up to speed 5. I took it down to speed 3 while I was reading the Ripper comment, or event. Lead is dropping a little bit. Alright. Let's get our... all we need is... Oh, they already backed down. I didn't even have to mobilize. Is there anywhere... Oh, they got an uprising too. But only for the Navajo. The Ute could still be mine. We need to start colonizing... I'm confused. Okay, anyway, I think we're doing it. Yeah. We could start to establish a colony here. Which I think I will do. It's gonna move very slowly. We could, well, never mind, we're already at level 2. Cash reserves have gone up. Well, like the max... Basically, that means we can store... It doesn't actually say what our maximum here is. Water tube boiler. Good. We want that. Every country has... Much like you have a credit limit of the amount of negative money you can go, you have an amount of positive money you can go, and if you've reached that limit, gold starts to lose value, so you're basically just destroying money. So you can't just hold infinite money. And that increases the amount of money you can hold. Now... Steam boilers, or whatever. Hello? Where were you? Oh, here we go. Water tube boiler. This unlocks new production methods for furniture, tooling, paper, steel, and motor industries. As well as for all the mines. So, furniture, tooling, paper, steel, motor, mines. Furniture, tooling, paper, steel, motor, mines. Furniture. So this is like automation. So we would be replacing jobs with machines. I don't really want to do that yet. Maybe later in the game we will. If we're facing like a population shortage, but as the United States, we're probably not going to be facing a population shortage. Or if we have a industry that is like particularly unprofitable and can't afford to pay wages of the people who they're trying to hire, because we have like a welfare state and we have a high minimum wage or something, and they're being outcompeted because we have free trade, we can automate that. But right now, I don't really see a reason to automate really anything, because we have so many people. We're still trying to get people off of subsistence farms, so we don't want to be deleting jobs. Now in the mines, no, I still don't think we want to. Oh wait, this unlocked transportation. No, this unlocked... Okay, never mind. This I do want. First of all, why are not all of our coal mines on atmospheric pumps? Which ones aren't? Oklahoma. Oh, it's because we annexed them. And we didn't get to control what they were using. So now everyone jump to atmospheric pumps. Or, excuse me, condensing engine pumps. This is going to skyrocket the price of tools. But we can solve that. And apparently coal. I guess it doesn't affect coal mines because they're making coal, so they just use the coal they make. But everyone else is going to be using more coal and more tools. So, tooling workshops in, honestly, New York and Illinois both need to power up. And then coal needs to power up as well. Let's put you... Let's double you in Kentucky. So now we might need to start building. In fact, for sure, I want to build at least... Where is it? Here it is. I want to build at least one or two more. Let's do 3 more construction sectors, and let's get those out right now. Because you can see we're starting to back up our construction log. It's going to take us 4 or 5 years to get through all this construction. Are those already done? That was fast. I believe we put them in... You are fully employed. Yeah, I want more. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm very tepid about building tons of construction right out the gate. I mean, we're not really right out the gate. We're like 10 years in. But construction is super expensive, and I think like the #1 thing that kills new players in Victoria, they're just like, oh, I want to build things. So they build construction sectors, and then they're like, why am I spending $60,000 a month? I can't make any money. Alright, the Whigs have reformed. Yeah, see, our money we just basically lit $10,000 on fire. I mean, we're not lighting it on fire, we're spending it on things. But our expenses have gone up dramatically. Okay. We can now conscript more battalions, and we unlocked a new production method for smoothbores. Now let's try our hand at professional army again, maybe? What are some other laws we could change? I mean, universal suffrage is good. I don't see why we wouldn't go for that. I mean, guaranteed... It just feels so weird to be able to jump straight from this to this. Public school, we have public schools, but we have no healthcare system, and we have no support for... Oh, we have to invent pharmaceuticals. Okay, we do have support for it. We just can't do it yet. We could go for propertied women, which would be huge because that will increase our workforce ratio. Basically means... I at first thought this meant propertied women as in like men owning women, and I was like, how is that progress? No, it means that women are allowed to own property. Basically, it means more women are going to enter the workforce. Definitely don't want agrarianism. I want laissez-faire at some point. Although, as I learned in my Brazil campaign, going to laissez-faire will give us some growing pains because you're going to lose all your tariff income, but eventually it will. Assuming you have the right economy set up for it, which I'm hoping we will as the United States, the explosion in trade will eventually make up for your lack of tariff income. We're not going to go backwards or something. So I think we're choosing right now between propertied women and universal suffrage. I don't really think there's like a wrong order or a right order. Let's go with universal suffrage first because it has a higher chance, so it should be faster. And then theoretically we could jump straight into... Well, okay. Yeah, requires one of the following. I don't know if we have to have a feminist in an IG group or not. Baking powder, nitroglycerin. Yeah, we're kind of behind on our society research. I feel like because we're going down such a like democratic path, we might want to squeeze out whatever authority we can get, because we have no construction or no consumption taxes right now. And let me check. We are at 22 minutes. I want to make sure this video is only around 30 minutes long, so only like 8 more minutes. So yeah, we don't really need it right now, but ideally, I love to tax services. Because I feel like it affects... Well, actually, everyone kind of needs services. I like to tax things that I think will affect the upper class. So, like, luxury furniture, for sure, is a good one. But right now, we don't really need to do that. Alright. The election was much closer this time because we have 3 parties. But the Progressive Party got 75% of the votes last time and only 25% this time. Let me take a look at our government. Yeah, legitimacy is ass. Alright, all the people who hate me have banded together. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave out the Whigs, I think. Hold on, let me look at what you... So you... Alright, you're anti-slavery. Neutral towards slavery banned, yet you're anti-slavery? You would think you would endorse that. You like universal suffrage, so I'm willing to keep you in, because I need help passing that. Yeah, you like a lot of the things I like. Okay. So the Whigs and the... Oh, you're the intelligentsia. I wasn't even looking at who made you up. No wonder you like all the stuff I like. The Progressive Party, despite being called progressive, is actually not super progressive. They're rural folk. Who don't... Why am I dumb? I didn't look at who was making up the parties. I just saw I fell victim to political branding. They took advantage of an ill-informed voter. I just saw the words Progressive Party and a guillotine, and I was like, oh, obviously these guys are on my side. No, they're not. They're that's Andrew Jackson's party. He doesn't care about universal suffrage or... In fact, they're against the professional... Yeah, I want you gone. But now, because I used up my free government reform that you get from the election, now I'd be gaining 138,000 radicals and losing 53,000 loyalists. Son of a bitch. I'm so stupid. But that's a lesson for you. You get a free government reform right after an election. Look at who the hell is in your government. Look at what they care about, and don't just willy-nilly shift it around, because it might make it harder to pass the stuff you're trying to pass. Although in this case, yeah, it definitely got harder. It definitely got harder. Because this was at like 30-40%, and now it is lower, fewer, lesser, for probably a variety of reasons. Can-do attitude. Soldiers who are complaining that they have no way to open their canned food! We gotta spend 5 years developing a can opener. How did we develop cans before we figured out how to open them? Building cotton plantations right now. I'm gonna go ahead and oh my god. Thank you. Alright, we have plus 10% authority now. baking powder. What does that do? Ups grain and sugar consumption, increases grocery output. Groceries are expensive, so I think we could probably go down that path. Why can't we colonize here? We must have an interest in the Pacific Coast. We don't have an interest in the Pacific Coast! Brother, we're America. That's the manifest destiny. Oh my god. Alright, La Plata, goodbye. You bastard. So, okay. I don't like trade agreements in this game. Especially with, like, we have one trade route with Brazil. We're importing coffee from Brazil. Maybe we have some... No, yeah. We only have one. So what trade routes do, theoretically, is they eliminate tariffs between two countries, which would up your trade volume. But it leads to you losing money, because you're eliminating the tariffs, which would be good if you were dramatically increasing your trade volume. But, like, unless I'm just missing something, I don't know... There's no easy way for me to see, like, what Brazil would try to import from me. Or what I would bring in from them. Like, I could look at their market and say, what's really cheap in your market? Maybe there's something cheap that's expensive in my market. Sugar, dye. You know, I'm about to start using more sugar, but I don't know that it's worth losing the tariff income for something that's so opaque. I think there needs to be more information available. And I'm sure there is if you're willing to dig through it. Speaking of which, we have an unproductive trade route importing furniture. We did expand our furniture production, so that makes sense. It was barely unproductive. A lot of times when it's like less than one either way, I'll leave it there and see how it sorts itself out. Tools are very expensive. We could just import a bunch of cheap tools from France, which I think is probably short-term a better option than trying to dramatically boost our internal production. We are, I'll go ahead and import some British ones as well. We're running a bureaucratic deficit, by the way. We are working on... Yeah, so we have a bunch of tools coming in, but we're going to drop those trade routes pretty soon, but it'll help for now. Minus 49 is not a big deal, but I do think, you know, we should probably just go ahead and get a couple more government administrations out of here. Let's go ahead, let's build, I mean, there's no reason to not build them in DC unless we have a state that is under taxation capacity, because DC gets the throughput on government buildings. And now we're, okay, I thought we were at 30 minutes. We're still at 28 minutes, so we're getting close. I just don't want to get, like, distracted and go for, like, 30 more minutes. We can start colonizing the Ute. I should have noticed sooner that we didn't have an interest declared in the Pacific Coast for some reason. But, so we're not going to have very much here, but at least we'll have a presence. And we're probably, once we get our professional military pass, son of a bitch. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of universal suffrage by Walter Leiden has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the intelligentsia. Fumbling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Walter Leiden's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips is now if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of universal suffrage, or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the intelligentsia. Alright, well, much like I abandoned hope on, maybe liberalizing is not as easy as people said it was. It's still pretty easy. We got multicultural, we snapped away racism and slavery in less than 10 years. But, now we don't even, because we got rid of the armed forces from our government, so now we, like, can't even try to pass professional army. We gotta get ready to go to war with Mexico. If we're gonna get 100 incorporated states by 1936, we gotta start conquering these damn states. Which, honestly, okay, the last thing I'm gonna do here, I need to start, I want to bolster, this 200 authority, so I can only afford to bolster one group. And will it be the intelligentsia or the armed forces? I think it's the intelligentsia because they're already large. So in the next election, if they can swing out to be more powerful than these bastards and these bastards and these bastards, I can start getting some stuff done. But I got to get the professional army out there. In the meantime, what is my current national militia? Barracks are capped at 5, but that doesn't mean I can't build a bunch of barracks up to level 5 to at least get something going. Alright, we'll stop there. That's going to be expensive. I mean, we're gonna have to fund all of these buildings. I want skirmish infantry. I want artillery. So we're gonna have to start paying for ammunition and small arms. We're gonna have to start paying for artillery. That's pretty much it. So the last thing I'm gonna do before I sign off here, check my arms industry. I'm gonna start building you up a little bit. Apparently we have some queued already. What about Michigan? Let's get some arms industry in Michigan. That can be like a proto, like, obviously later in the real world, like much later, like 100 years from now, they became an industrial superpower because of their motor industry, and they helped fuel the American economy during World War II. Hopefully they can do the same with the arms industry here for a future war against Mexico. But we are running out of time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I actually managed to end a video at the right time for once. Please clap. And if you're enjoying this series, please, 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 please leave a like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media. Just say, hey, loving the Victoria 3 series. Let me know I should keep doing this. And I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.